We finna rule this planet. We ain't gonna keep God laws, and we keeping them with Glennis. Y'all walk around with sadness. Ready for the war, we standing. We hit the street, they panic. Strip coming out, they vanish. You will never ever say to me black or Hispanic, cause my nationality.
It's people on this earth, direct enemies to the Most High God above, Christ, His Son, the Black Messiah, and the children of Israel. The Bible deals with it, and that's what we're trying to bring out to you. And guess what else the Bible does? The Bible brings solutions to the issues and the problems that are plaguing our community.
We're not rising up with knives or gangs. We're not rising up with that. We're rising up with the word of God. Read. He created us in His image, and He gave us the whole world. You ever seen the movie Scarface? Guess what? The whole world is yours, and everything in it.
What's your name, sis?
My name's Cherish.
Hey, Cherish. Right now, do you understand what we're going over? You understand? I'm gonna show you something. What that sign? What that sign with slavery? Let me show you something. I'm gonna show all of y'all something right here. Y'all see this? Who this happened to? Us? What you say? Judah? What you say, sis? Who did this happen to? It happened to Jesus? The black people, right? Okay, so, did you know that this was recorded in the Bible about our people? Did you know that? Watch this, let's go through it. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 1.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1.
Because this is the thing. The reason why it's important to know that this happened to our people is because the Bible tell you who these people are. You understand? And we're going to show you. Watch this. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all His commandments.
So let's slow it down. The Lord said, if you will hearken means to listen to all the words, not just some of them. Not just the words that the pastor tell you on Sunday, which is, give me all your money. That's all the pastor telling you. He said all the words. It's more than Malachi 3 and 8 in his Bible. This Bible is huge. So the Lord said all my commandments, all my words, read.
To observe, to do.
So observe and to do. Do, that's a big word. To do. Read.
All His commandments.
All His commandments. I thought it say, the pastor said you only got to do some.
All His commandments.
That some are all. All. How y'all doing? Right now we going over our history. We showing y'all that if you're a part of the transatlantic and sub-Saharan slave trade, you are God's chosen people. If this happened to your ancestors, come up here, learn your history. And guess what? You're going to find out that God, He's the father of our people. And only our people. Watch this. We'll show you. Read. How you doing? What's your name, ma'am?
Jerry.
Miss who?
Jerry.
Miss Gerald?
Jerry.
Miss Jerry? What's your name, sis?
Valerie.
Valerie? Kadi? You gotta speak up, man. You gotta speak up. Zadi. Okay, what's your name, sis? Danielle? Xavius? Jontavius? Janelle. Okay. All right, so look. Right now we're going over our history, okay? We're gonna show you that slavery, it happened to our people. And we're gonna show you why it happened and what God's gonna do for these people that this happened to. You understand that? Read.
Deuteronomy.
Start from the top.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass.
It says it's going to come to pass in the future, right? Read.
If thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all His commandments.
Some of His commandments.
All His commandments.
All of His commandments. The Lord say we must observe and to do all of His commandments. Read.
Which I command thee this day.
Read.
That the Lord thy God will set thee on high.
He said He's going to set us on high. That's right. On high above everybody and everything on earth. Read.
Above all nations.
Above all nations. That means people outside of us. He said all the nations that's outside of us. Read.
Above all nations of the earth, and all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee.
So he said all these blessings was going to come upon us and overtake us. So if you look at our people right now, what nations are the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans above? Danielle. What nation? So the Bible says if we was to do all God's commandments, we was going to be set above all the nations. But right now, are we above all nations? You don't think so? What you say, ma'am, Miss Jerry?
No.
We're not, right? So it's the flip side of this, right? So if we're not above, we see that it's other nations ruling over us. We see that the Arab man comes set up shop in our neighborhood. We see that the Chinese man comes set up shop in our neighborhood. The so-called white man own everything in our neighborhoods. So it's clearly that it must be a flip side of this. We're not above no nation right now. Let's see, verse 15.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass.
It says, but it shall come to pass, read.
If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
If we will not listen to the voice of the Lord thy God, read.
To observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
Read.
That all these curses.
All these what?
That all these curses.
So there's the flip side. It says if we didn't do all his commandments, all these curses, read.
Shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
It says what's going to come upon us and overtake us. Look at this. Give me verse 16. Look at this right here. Read.
Verse 16. Cursed shall thou be in the city.
It says, cursed shall we be in the city. Our businesses are cursed. Every time we set up a business in our community, it's cursed. It'll open up one week and shut down the next week. Right or wrong? You know what I'm saying? It's like our people, we don't support each other. You ever heard that? We don't support black business. You know why? Because we are under the curses. The Lord said, hey, he said you're going to be cursed in the city. How else are we cursed in the city? Look at our communities. Look at all the trash in our community. Just look. White people don't shop over here. This is our community. We got trash on the ground. We have needles on the ground. We have liquor bottles all over the place. We're cursed in the city. We're getting shot down in the city to this day. It ain't no more public lynchings, but guess what? They shoot us down in the streets. We shoot each other down in the streets, right? The same thing. Read that second part, read.
And cursed shall thou be in the field.
It says we was going to be cursed in the field. How did we, when we came over here to America, got off those cargo slave ships, right? What were we doing? What were we doing when we got off those slave ships? Were we over here just chilling, relaxing? Working where? In the field. What did the Bible say? Read that again.
And cursed shall thou be in the field.
It says, cursed shall we be in the field. The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, it says, cursed shall we be in the field. We're still cursed today in the field. Right. You think about it. We got off those slave ships, right? Look, where that sign at? Look at this. Where is it at? Nah, the cotton field. We don't have that one? All right, well, anyways, when we got off the slave ship, everybody familiar with slavery, right? We was picking cotton. We was picking tobacco. We was picking sugar cane. We was gathering rubber in the islands. Right here, look. There you go, right there. You see this? We was picking cotton. It had babies picking cotton. If you was old enough to stand up, our people was picking cotton. Y'all understand that? So it says, cursed shall we be in the field. The work field today, are we not cursed in the work field? They get all the great jobs. But guess what? We get the bottom of the barrel. We working what's minimum wage? $7.50, $7.25. Meanwhile, the manager, he making $40 an hour. But we doing the same job. Y'all understand that? That's how we're cursed in the field, the work field as well. All right, verse 16.
Verse 16. Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field.
All right, give me verse 32. Give me 32.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
It says our sons and our daughters shall be given unto another people. When we got off those slave ships, give me the auction block right there. When we got off those slave ships, hold the sign up. You see this? That's the slave master right there, auctioning off our children. It says our sons and our daughters. Y'all ever see 12 Years a Slaves? Roots. They separated us from our parents. We went to the Johnson plantation, and your kids went to the Smith plantation, right? And that's how our children was given to another nation. Read that part again.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
It says given to another people. Okay, is this a blessed thing or a curse? It's a curse. So what part did we fall up under the blessings, or we falling up under the curses? The curses, right? So what must we have done? Did we obey or disobey? Hold the sign up. Did we obey? God said if we obey, we was going to be blessed. He said if we disobey, we was going to be cursed. Everything we've been bringing out, it's been bad, right? Read that from the top.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thy eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
It says, and our eyes was going to look and fail for them all the day long. My brother right here in the back, when the slave master took our children, were we able to do anything about it?
No.
What did the Bible just say? Watch this. Read that again.
No.
And thy eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
Meaning we weren't going to be able to do not now thing about it. Look at this. You see this? That's a baby. That baby got sold separately from the mother. Y'all understand that? The slave master was able to raise that child up, use it for sex, use it for slave, to work in the fields. This happened. Did this not happen to our people?
That's right.
And they do it today. How? They do it today. Give me that. What's that? Isaiah 42. Is it Jeremiah or Isaiah? Fill up prison houses.
Isaiah chapter 42, verse 22.
Right.
But this is a people robbed and spoiled.
We are a robbed and spoiled people. We have been robbed from everything. We have been robbed from our homeland. We have been robbed from our children. They take our children from us, whether they shoot them down in the streets or put them in the prison houses. They rob us for our houses, everything. I see the emotion on your face, sis, because you feeling this, right? Read.
But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes.
We are snared in holes. Meaning, we are in, read that part again, snared in holes.
They are all of them snared in holes.
You ever seen a snare, a trap? It says we are trapped into holes. We are snared in holes. What holes? Everything is set up like, you say that you get caught with a bag of weed. One bag of weed. You might go to prison for 20 years. Right? And it's all set up. So now, America done found out that they can make money off of this. They taxing it. And guess what? Oh, it's legal now. But what about our brothers that went to jail 40 years ago for a bag of weed? Y'all understand that? They stuff us in these prison houses. Read that again.
They are all of them snared in holes.
Snared in holes, read.
And they are hid in prison houses.
We are hidden where?
And they are hid in prison houses.
Hey, how you doing, brother? Hey, I want you to listen to this scripture real quick. Right now, we're going over the curses that happen to our people. Okay? All right, so go back to Deuteronomy 28. I want to show you something. Read verse 30 again.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 32.
Read.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thy eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
So it says our sons and our daughters was going to be taken away from us, right? So back in slavery, we know that our daughters and our sons was sold on slave auction blocks, right? Right? So today, what's happening today? How are they taking our children today? Let's see.
And there shall be no might in thy hand.
And it says we're not going to be able to do nothing about it. Now go back to Isaiah. Read that.
Isaiah chapter 42 and verse 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes.
It says we're all snared in holes. So You got today the trap house. Why is it called a trap house? It's a trap. It's a setup. The government has put those houses in place, allowed them to go in place to allow our people to go in there and get doped up, you understand, to ruin our communities. But guess what? Also, it's a trap to see how many people they gonna be able to hit with that drug charge. To put us where? In the prison houses. You got the trap. Everything is set up for a trap for the black man to put us in the prison houses or to put us to death.
But they want to be trapped here.
Yeah, but our people love that thing. We love to call ourselves trap kings, trap queens. You understand that? What's good about that? Because the Bible is showing you where it's gonna lead you. Right. Read that.
And they are hid in prison houses.
It says we're hid in prison houses. Why? Because they Isaiah 51:20. Why? Why? They put us in, it says we was gonna be hid in prison houses. Because they give us so much time, guess what? It's like nobody know where you at. Your ass in prison 40 years for a bag of weed. It's a trap. Read that.
Isaiah chapter 51 and verse 20. Thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of all the streets.
It says our sons have fainted. They lie at all the heads of the street. The crack epidemic. All the streets was full of our brothers and sisters out there on the streets selling dope. All, like everywhere. But to sell it and use it, that's correct. Like today, our brothers still do it. You understand? You don't see it as much, but it's still going on a lot. The Lord said it right here in the Bible. Read it.
Thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of all the streets.
It says they lie at the heads of all the streets. Read.
As a wild bull in a net.
It says our sons, our brothers are wild bulls in a net. You step on the brother's shoe, he's ready to kill you. You ever try to put a bull in a net? You ever try to catch a bull? Or you ever watched a bull round up? Bro, it's wild. Some of them guys die. They get hit by a bull and die. The Lord says like a bull in a net. Read.
They are full of the fury of the Lord.
They are full of the fury of the Lord. Read.
The rebuke of thou God.
All right, I got a question for y'all babies, okay? And y'all too. What color is Christ? What you saying in the mic? Think he's black? What you think? What you think, bro? Hebrew is? What is that? What color were the Hebrew? The color of our skin. What color are we? Copper tone. Okay. So let's see. Let's see. Cause right here, this is the image they give us, right? This is the image they give us. So why do we have this image if it's not Jesus? Okay, let's see. She said they falsify a lot of stuff. Let's see. Revelation.
Revelation chapter 1 and verse 1. Revelation of Jesus Christ.
The revelation of Jesus Christ. The root word for revelation is what? Reveal. The revealing of Jesus Christ. Read.
Which God gave unto him to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass.
Read.
And he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John.
Servant John. Y'all ever heard of John the Revelator? John is about to reveal something to us. He's about to reveal the image of Christ. Verse 8.
Verse 8. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the endings, saith the Lord, which is and which was and which is to come, the Almighty.
So just how Christ looked in the beginning, he's still going to look when he come back. He didn't change. So he's not going to come back as a white man. If he was here, he died a black man. He's not. He said, I'm the same from the beginning and to now. Read. Verse 14.
Revelation chapter 1 verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So it says the hair on Christ's head and the hairs on his face was white like wool. White in color and woolly in texture. Okay? So, that's strike one for this guy. That's strike one. Read.
As white as snow.
As white as snow. So, it says Christ had white woolly hair and it was white as snow. You understand? Like, how y'all doing? Hey, what's up, bro? What's your name, man? J-Bo? What's your name, sis? Rosalind? Rosalind? I'm gonna just call you R. I know it started R. All right, so look, Right now we're going over the image of Christ, okay? Because they teach us that this is Christ. Y'all done seen this image right here before, right? They teach us that this is Christ. But I'm gonna ask you, what color is Christ? Nobody don't know, right? That's another thing they taught us. Nobody know what Christ looked like. So they hung a person on the cross. Nobody knew what he looked like. Nobody knew what, if they hung him on the cross, nobody knew.
I said they knew, but we don't know.
Oh, we know, because this Bible was left here for us to know. That's what we're reading right now. That's what we're going over. So we're going to show you. Read.
Revelation chapter 1 verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
It says the hair on Christ's head and the hair on his face was white and woolly. White in color, woolly in texture. About like your hair. Feel your hair. That's wool. You understand? That's pure wool. Read.
As white as snow.
And it was as white as snow. Read.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
It says the whites of Christ's eyes was a flame of fire. They was red. Why? Because Christ's first miracle was turning water into wine. Y'all remember that? Y'all done heard about that, right? Y'all have it? Well, it was prophecy. Get that. Genesis 49. It was prophecy that his eyes was going to be red. Read that. You got it?
16.
12.
The book of Genesis chapter 49 and verse 12.
Bring it up.
His eyes shall be red with wine.
Since his eyes was going to be red with wine because he drank wine. Anytime we drink wine, what color do the whites of our eyes turn? Red, right? So that's what happened with Christ. Read. And his Revelations. Go back to Revelations.
Revelation chapter 1 and verse 14.
Bring it up.
His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow.
Read.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
So why was his eyes red, bro? We just read it. Why was his eyes red, sis? He drank wine. Read. Say what you have.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
It says his feet was like unto fine brass. What color is brass? Yeah, brass. Brass. He said green. Brass. What color is a penny? What color? Brown. So when you look at brass, it's the color of a penny, right? So it says Christ's feet was like unto fine brass. So we know that a penny is what color? Brown. So that's already strike 3 for this guy. He's out of there. But let's see. Read.
And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
It says as if they burned in a furnace. So his feet weren't only brown. It says like if they burned. So Christ, it was showing you that Christ was a dark-skinned man. Right. He was very, very dark. He wasn't nothing compared to this. Right. He was like that. You ever seen a brother so black, he like blue black? That's what color Christ was, bro. He was real black. Like, dang, bro, you black. If you had to look at Christ today, he'd probably be like the color of, what's the comedian name? Michael Black. Yeah, that's how black he is. So y'all understand that? So they gave us this false image of Christ, but meanwhile, Christ looked just like you. Right. He looked just like y'all. Right.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.